shit. Crazy town banana pants.
Matt, I didn't even know we were on.
That's what happens. That's what happens when I'm just looking at Instagram all morning. I'm like, oh shit, I got a show. We have a Christmas edition of this song coming out tomorrow.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. Did you send it to me?
Maybe.
Someone didn't pay their internet bill.
Starlink, though.
Do you ever see something on Instagram and you're like, holy shit, this is what Instagram was made for. This is it. This guy cracked the fucking code.
Like this new shirt?
Oh yeah, I got mine too. I gotta wear mine. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, it's my favorite one.
I saw this morning and I had to watch it like 5 times in a row. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, this is what Instagram is for. This is it right here.
Vengan que voy a hacer coquito vegano y un poquito de azúcar.
Nothing wrong with that being legal. She's retarded.
No. Well,
I didn't even know they made them in Spanish.
Oh my goodness.
Jake Chapman, I'm down.
Yeah, smash.
That is a double meaning.
Shrek is so underused.
Shrek is what do you mean underused? Have you never made it to the Shrek side of the internet?
No, but it should be
Oh my
used.
god. Dude, Shrek is like there's a microcosm of the internet that just uses Shrek as like they just love Shrek. It's insane. It's like
look at
it's all over the place.
I love it when me and David Weed agreed. That's why I love the internet.
Look at that shirt that guy is wearing in that
Fuck
thing.
on the first day.
Oh my gosh. David, this is a Christmas show.
Okay, Caleb, I have a question for you. Susan, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What was something I wrote 3 things down that I knew as a young man or as a little kid that just were a no-no, but I just didn't understand why adults didn't know it. I'm going to give you a first one.
Okay.
When I went to go take my driver's test and they had it in foreign languages, that made no sense to me. Like, you're going to drive and you don't speak English? Like on so many levels, how does that work? What if you get in an accident? How do you talk to the person? How do you talk to the cops? How do you read the signs? How are you like culturally in tune with the other fucking 10 million drivers on the road? I was just like, this makes no fucking sense. Like, I just knew. And to this day, I know. It's like, wow, I'm smarter than the people running the show. Like, how? Like, if you can't speak English, you shouldn't be driving. Not in this country.
Well, I mean, you could. I have more issue with like the reading than the necessarily like speaking.
All of
the activity of driving is universal.
Like I knew that the driver's test should not be given in foreign languages. It should only be given in English. I mean, in this country, in Mexico, it should be given in Spanish.
Yeah. That doesn't sound very inclusive, though. It seems like
it's not. It's not. It's totally not inclusive.
This is not going to do well. Someone's going to clip this.
It is. Listen, I'm 100% certain it's not inclusive. Like the same way the rides at the amusement park, none of my kids can ride them. Like 6-year-olds can ride them, but my 10-year-old can't because he's too short. This kid started jiu-jitsu yesterday.
He's
6 and he's 2 inches taller than Avi. I'm like, fuck. Okay. Do you have anything like that? Like you just knew, you were like, yeah, that's not good. That's not.
I knew that like religion was kind of a crackpot. Like I asked my mom
early on.
Like we had a friend who, I guess the ceremony to become a sister or a nun or whatever is it's like a marriage with God or whatever. And so then I was like, well, if it's a marriage, why is it like that God can have multiple wives, but nobody else can, kind of thing?
Felt it was
And I was like,
unfair.
I thought that was weird. Like if I don't know. I was like, that just none of it doesn't seem right.
You got any, Sousa?
I mean,
I got
not
3.
really. No.
Let me give you another one. Burning things and inhaling the fumes. All my relatives smoke cigarettes.
Hmm.
And I was like, that can't be good. I just knew.
Did that
You're
gross you out
burning.
as a kid?
Say that again.
Did the smell of it and stuff gross you out as a kid too?
I got used to it. I used to like, you know what I really like? I like the lighting of matches, and I like the first hit off a cigarette if I was in the room. After that, it was kind of disgusting to me, but I always liked the original. But I was always like, wow, this is, you have to be really retarded on some fucking super level to think that your lungs, like you should be burning something and then just hanging out over the fumes and breathing them in.
All day.
Hey, I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm just saying I just knew it was stupid.
I like a good cigar.
And my final one that I knew right away is warming up plastics. Like if a plastic bottle was in the car, like on a summer day, I knew microwaves were horse shit. Just as a kid, the first time I saw a microwave, I was like, there's no fucking way this can be good. There's no fucking way this thing is just targeting this object, heating it up, and none of that shit in the containers. There's no way. I just thought of those 3 today. I was like, smoking, burning, inhaling fumes, heating up plastics, and then eating off them or using them, and fucking retarded girls. Oh no, no, not that. Drivers and non-English speaker driver's license test for non-English speakers. It's just crazy. How do you feel about Bluetooth and Wi-Fi? Man, it's a struggle for me every day because I'm addicted to my AirPods, but something doesn't seem right about those either. It's a great point.
You know,
It doesn't mean I don't do them. It doesn't mean I don't do them. I've been known to like take the plastic bottle that sits in the door jamb, take a sip off it. Not very often though. Once a year maybe in the door thing. I knew hand jobs were right.
Yeah, it seems those are kind of lame, dude.
oh my god.
Mine are lame or hand jobs? The hand
No,
jobs.
hand jobs are lame.
The comment underneath that one.
From the time
Wow.
from the first time my uncle gave me one, I knew I didn't like it. Oh, that's a good follow-up, Caleb. He got you.
Holy smokes.
Okay.
Oh, oh shit. Have they added a letter to DEI? It doesn't even matter. It's gone. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and B, belonging. Unless you voted for Trump.
Belonging to what?
Listen, Standy Randy says hand jobs are lame. David Weed said hand jobs are underrated. The hand job is a really weird phenomenon.
Wow.
Why would I have somebody else do it when I can just do it myself?
It requires context. A hand job requires context. So you're thinking about it just in a normal hand to junk scenario. I'm talking about a little reach around.
Tell me more,
Caleb. I'm talking about a little reach around in public. I'm talking about tying that plunger around your waist and letting your girl check for loose change in your pocket. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I saw something.
Right.
I saw something the other day. I don't think I've ever said this on the show. I think I thought about saying it once on the show. I saw something the other day that was crazy. I walk into the bathroom and my son's in there taking a shower and he's peeing in the shower. But he has this hand wrapped behind his waist holding his penis. Just think about that. Just think about that. He has one. So I walk in there. I'm like, hey, dude. First, I'm tripping. I can't even believe what I'm seeing. I think I'm thinking like he's photoshopped in there. I'm like, hey, can you do that with the other hand? And he reaches around. So then I'm like, hey, Joseph. I could call my other son, his twin. I'm like, come in here a second. I'm like, go get in the shower. He's like, yeah. I'm like, can you pee holding your hand? Can you hold your penis with your hand wrapped around your back? He's like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Just next time you're in the shower, just even Like I wouldn't even think about doing that.
I'm gonna like hurt my shoulder. trying
For what?
He had his hand. He was peeing. He was holding his penis like a cigarette. He was holding it like this.
No way.
I swear to God.
Did he ash it at the end just to get the left?
Do you remember all the shit? It's so crazy. Wait till you have little boys. All the shit you see them do with their penis. It's so funny. It's all the shit you used to do as a kid. You forgot you used to do, like push it inside you and let it pop out again. Like they'll just be watching TV, just doing that. I'm like, oh shit, I remember doing that. I remember doing that. Just slapping it around, shaking it, just like it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't ever want him to lose that skill. It's one of those things I'm going to ask him to do once a week because I just want him to keep his mobility.
It's
Hey,
A skill?
Hey, that's like GoWad 2.0. That's like on a whole nother like
GoWad 69.
yeah. Reach around your back. I've never even. My wife does a shitload of yoga. I've never seen her do that. Reach around her back and check the oil.
Wow.
Wow. We're only 10 minutes in, and we've peaked.
Yeah. I'm happy I can still wipe my butt. Crazy.
That's small luxuries in life.
It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Dave Castro, weekend review. Oh, but just so you know, Tim Walz has taken it to a whole nother level, by the way. Don't you worry, illegals. You came into this country illegally, no problem.
It's done.
A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
It's done.
A packed room at the St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
And I want to tell you something to all the women listeners.
What the fuck?
I had a great follow-up line here. Like, yeah, women are so fucking stupid. See how that's just all women there celebrating that illegal aliens can get driver's license? But then it hit me. Those aren't women. Those are all trannies.
They are
You think
not.
so?
Yes, dude.
No
There
fucking
are
way.
no women left in Minnesota, dude.
It's done.
It's done.
St. Paul Armory erupted after the governor's signature made driver's license for all the law of the land.
Minnesota only has two. Minnesota is the only. It's 95% male. Did you know that? There's no. All the women left because women have no rights there anymore. It's just men and then men parading to be women. The entire state. It's like a safe haven for trannies. That's a fact.
Sounds like a dude paradise. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nobody
that's just
nagging and shit. Just a
yeah.
bunch of-
Merry Christmas. You have your own state, Minnesota.
Reach
Yeah.
arounds for everybody.
just a bunch of dudes. And a bunch of dudes that look like chicks. You know?
For Christmas, the state's giving out driver's license and transition drugs, free transition drugs.
Man, I remember when I was like 19, 20 years old, I got a big argument with my dad about how illegal should have driver's license.
Oh, really?
They're people too, Dad. Yeah. Unbeknownst to me, to say that now they're registered to vote and they have these other things and they don't contribute to society in terms of at least tax
Free
dollars.
housing.
Hey, how about just like I'm not even worried about that. How about just follow the rules of the country? Hey, it's a law in the country. It's there for a reason. It's like littering.
Yeah, but they're slowly eroding all the laws.
Yeah. 400 7-Elevens have closed nationwide in 2024.
Yeah, I mean everything is behind a freaking security gate back here, except for sunblock.
7-Eleven said it's because I was reading the story. They give every reason. 7-Eleven corporate gives every reason except the real reason. It's so funny.
That was a joke.
What do they say?
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to be clipped. Like, you guys don't laugh or anything. And next thing you know, I'm being compared to somebody on the internet.
The article I was reading is because people have stopped
Deodorant's
smoking.
unlocked.
People have stopped smoking cigarettes and pivoted to Zins. I'm like, well, why? With no explanation why that would cause you to close. It said sales nationwide at 7-Elevens are down 7%. They were just giving off all these reasons, but there is only one reason why the 7-Elevens are closing. It's crime.
What is it?
It's crime. It's just because they're being fucking robbed, because ever since George Floyd, cops refuse to engage. And
Yeah,
all their Zens are being stolen.
no, I
hey,
mean, when those things get ransacked, I mean, how many of those do you think a private 7-Eleven owner could sustain? Like their place just gets destroyed and all their inventory gets jacked up. It's like,
yep.
you know what I mean? When we see it on the internet, you're like, wow, that's crazy. That place looks destroyed. And then you go through and you have to clean up that mess. And then you do it in dollar amounts of like destroyed inventory and everything else. Like that's a big thing to shoulder.
Dude, just imagine like 1 to 3% of your inventory is unaccounted for.
And you probably have a couple broken fridges that you
And
now
when
have to fix.
Yeah, when your margins are razor thin to begin with, like not only are you not making any money, but now you're just in the negative for what?
Matthew, a little off subject, but still pertinent to the conversation, kind of a satellite issue. Vaping is like sleeping with your sister. It'll do the trick, but you probably should have just stuck with the whorehouse down the street. Fair. Solid Christmas comment. Oh my God.
Who's the whore down the street?
I'm going to tell you guys, I feel safer with you guys here. Like I could be a little freer with my tongue.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
good.
thank you. You guys give me
It's been a while.
confidence. Yeah. You guys give me confidence.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. If we drove together, I'd probably go over 70 miles an hour. I feel safer.
Wow, speed limit 65. You go 70.
Yeah, fuck it.
If I'm
like
driving,
it.
you can see in the back seat of the car in front of us.
Imagine if you could. Imagine if you couldn't account for 30% of your spending or haven't passed an audit in 5 years. Yeah, the Pentagon is a disaster.
Yeah, what a nightmare. Thankfully, we're still getting paid though. We almost had that government shutdown.
Almost.
Mm.
Okay, so Dave Castro came on this podcast, absolutely murdered it. 99% positive comments, which is kind of crazy. A lot of times you want some negative comments. If you're getting all positive, that's not good. But for this one, I'm glad he got all positive. And then I haven't watched his I haven't watched his I haven't watched his week in review yet. But I did read the comments.
Mm.
Oh shit, he has 22,000 subscribers.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
Oh, must be nice.
And his comment section is crazy. It's just all positive.
Oh, on his too? I haven't looked at any of it.
Yeah, his is crazy.
Mm.
It's a pretty short and sweet video. It's good.
It's the fact that nothing is very punishable crime until a huge dollar amount has reached in damage or theft. Even if the bad guys were arrested, the city or state would choose to do nothing. Yeah, that is a big problem. In all the blue states, all of the prosecutors have been put in by Soros, and they're told not to prosecute. What we need a way bigger threshold. What we need is every citizen needs to go on police rides, because with the cameras, the citizens demand way too much from the fucking police. And you need to go on these rides so you could learn, like, hey, okay, you go ahead and approach that fucking car.
Yep.
And you see, because cops are doing shit and they're being judged by their cameras for shit that, like, like, hey man, in my opinion, if you tell someone to put their hands on the outside the window and they reach for their what's that door called where you store your
Glove box.
Yeah, you reach for your glove box, man, you immediately tased. Just like, sorry, you getting tased.
Well, it's crazy. In Pleasanton, they made the city municipal people go through a few training exercises that the cops go through, as far as like how close will you let somebody get that could be a potential threat, or like how do you act if somebody's acting like irate or something like that. And every single one of them failed because they either didn't shoot at all and got killed in the scenario, or they shot way too soon and it wasn't a need to actually use lethal force yet. All of them failed. And these are the same people that are up there, chanting to fund the police and all this type of shit.
Yeah, and the second you resist arrest, the cops should be absolved of everything after that. Everything. You resist arrest, he pulls out his guns and shoots you, that's fucking on you. You should not be allowed to resist arrest from a guy who has a gun. And why is that? What if you fucking take the gun and shoot back and hit a lady pushing a stroller? You should not be allowed to. Resisting arrest is fucking insane. Resist, like, And I think you should be able to talk back and shit. If he's like, "Hey, show me your ID," and you're walking down the street and you're like, "I don't have to."
But then what? You get tackled to the ground and tased.
I mean, there's the cop has to be working within the confines of the law, but he rolls up to the car and he's like, "Put your hands outside the window," and you're like, "No," and then he's like, "Hey, get out of the car," and you're like, "What for?" And at some point when the cop can't see your hands, it's on. Or if they walk into a Nordstrom's and you're stealing and they go to apprehend you and you resist, man, I think they should be allowed to pull the billy clubs out and fucking put you to sleep. The stealing's completely out of fucking control.
Yeah, the stealing's absurd, but I mean that's what we get. What we tolerate.
Yeah.
We tolerate all of it. We tolerate open drug use in California. We tolerate just blatant stealing. We tolerate people who are not legally here in the country and breaking the laws to have driver's license. Like the tolerance is just so high that there's no more standard, and it's eroding all of our laws, which is making it harder for businesses to survive.
I watched a video of a 7-Eleven being robbed this morning. It was kind of weird too, because the top said, God, it had writing on it. And it said something like 7-Eleven's mostly being closed down in black neighborhoods, but everyone robbing the store was white, Asian, and Mexican. It's kind of an anomaly, I think. Okay. Dave Castro, weekend review. I don't see Doug. It looks like the furniture's maybe moved around a little bit. I don't remember that.
Love seat.
Oh, it's the love seat that's new?
On the right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that not a love seat?
You mean our right?
Yes, the singular seat on the right.
Yeah, I don't think that's a love seat, but who cares? I'll let you get away with that. It's fine.
All right, thanks. Is that the cuck chair? Is that what they call that?
I haven't heard that, but
it's the one that they put in the hotel room that's like off to the side in front of the bed.
Wait a second. I'm gonna click this video. I'm gonna click this video over here first. Andrew Hiller. What is this?
Oh, this is great.
Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, that music can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Oh shit, he did a press with it. Wow.
No.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
That's nuts, right?
Holy shit. Andrew's holding 193 pounds?
Yeah, on a barbell, dude. So he's got to balance it too. Much harder.
Oh my God.
How can their grip strength be so different?
I wonder if that's the biggest. No. Wow. That's insane.
Hand job strength.
And you have to hand job strength?
Yeah, that's what Jose said.
You think that just means Hiller jacks off more? He just added.
Probably.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
Oh, the volume's gonna be low.
You want me to play it?
I don't think it's my fault. I think it's Dave Castro's fault.
3rd, 2024.
Volume is low, huh?
Oh no, I can't.
I'm gonna lower my volume. Sorry, guys, it's not my fault. Retards have good grip strength. I'm gonna try that with my kids. So Andrew held his body weight in one hand and hung.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if he weighs 193, yeah.
He could fucking like save a woman falling out of a building, or like he ever seen the movie Guardian where he like holds on to the guy until he gets back to the coast? It's like that. He could hold somebody until they get back to the coast.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You would think Kalipa would have great grip strength from all the jiu-jitsu he's doing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Kind of trash, honestly.
I'm gonna have Avi do that today. He has insane forearms from playing tennis, just insane, and from doing jiu-jitsu. They're like cankles. He doesn't even have a wrist. It's just one tube steak from his shoulder to his hand. It's like Popeye.
He's
Yeah,
probably
that's
about
crazy.
53 pounds. He could probably. You think he could do body weight?
I don't know. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna make a little video on it. That'd be crazy if he could hold the same amount as Kalipa.
That would be wild.
It's obviously been several months since I've done one of these. Last one was at the games. Been thinking for the past few months when I was going to do another or when I would come back. Didn't really prioritize it. Didn't really feel like it for a while. And
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not buying any of these reasons. Dave, I'm not really buying any of these reasons.
It wasn't approved. I mean, it didn't feel like it.
Yeah, I didn't want to get ass pounded on the internet.
Feel like it.
John Woolley made a post that said Dave Castro is back, and then took a screenshot and a link to his YouTube channel. It's, hey John, why didn't you write the asshole from California is back? Because we know that's what you call Dave.
Well, I thought he was talking about you.
Why? Why didn't you call it that? The asshole from California is back. You made a video calling the asshole from California. Why is it the Dave Castro now? Why don't you call him the asshole from California? Just stick with it. Asshole from California. AFC. TDC, AFC. Asshole from California.
AOC.
Wow. More acronyms. Love it.
AFC.
And then within the last week or so, Jenna from HQ from the media team, she asked if I felt like I was ready to get out there again. And I said, yeah, I think I'm ready. And then she actually suggested, hey, what do you think about going on Sevon? And I was like, all right, I think that might be a good way for me to start getting back out there prior to even doing the weekend review like I am now. And so
I popped Dave's cherry.
And it was Jenna's idea?
I guess.
Jenna Hawktua.
Jenna Hawktua.
You think she hears that a lot?
Oh, yeah, she does, dude.
I'm giving Kenneth full credit for that. That's the first time I've heard it.
She has a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
I think it was low on Dave's video. Oh, the volume? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. You're 10 minutes behind.
about a week ago, after that, we let him know, hey, Dave's willing to go on. I'm willing to go on, but don't. But I didn't want it publicized at that point. So then we talked, and I told him, he's like, hey, is there anything you want me to stay away from? And I'm like, you can ask whatever you want. It just, I'll handle it how I handle it. So that was Saturday night, went on Sevon's podcast, and it felt good to get out there. I felt a little rusty.
Hey, this almost doesn't seem like the same guy that was on my podcast.
This is very different.
This is
like he just woke up or something.
Yeah, this is like hostage tape, Dave.
Okay. Yes. I did not feel like doing it. What do I say?
Look at Jake Chapman.
What did I do? What did I do?
Man, he's drunk. He's drunk off olive oil. Maybe.
Jake is doing good today.
What's that thing on his eyelid? On his right eyelid? God, this motherfucker hasn't aged in 20 years.
Oh, maybe like a. Was it like the when you get like staph or sty?
You think he has an infection?
Could be. I mean, out in the dirt a lot.
Yeah. I thought you got those from eating ass. Jake?
That's pink eye.
Oh.
He's been really struggling. He hasn't showered since the games.
Oh,
fuck
it.
So
he still has game smut on him. I love it when my boys are fighting and one of them sits on the other one's face and they just go pink eye. Pink eye. I love that line.
Talk to the community in this way again, because I've been out there since the games, even with the community for various events. I've been on the road a lot, and so I've interacted and obviously continued to work and do all things related to CrossFit. So I've been involved, but I have not obviously in this format. So did the podcast, felt good about it. He asked me about the weekend review on that. And I said, yeah, I think I'm ready to start the weekend review. And so it's Monday. That's when I typically did my weekend reviews. I didn't want to do it today, but it's like.
I'm shocked he did it today. I'm shocked he did it so quickly. But I think it was the right thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm. And I think he said he was going to do it. And so he's like, whether he wanted to or not, he said it. And that was his first public thing. So he can't go back on that.
Yeah.
Just where did he say he was going to do it? When he was on my show?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't even remember that.
And he was
like,
yeah.
He was going to do it on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember that. Well, I think it's smart. Tear the Band-Aid off, and before you get like cold feet again, just go.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get back on it and get on the routine of doing it and create the discipline of doing it. So here I am, going to start them back up officially today and hopefully stay on the weekly cadence of every Monday, checking in and giving an update on mostly things related to CrossFit and what's going on with initiatives or stuff we're working on. This one here today's, I don't have a lot to say other than I just, again, want to create the muscle memory and the discipline of doing it.
Hey, this is not the energy he had when he came into my studio. When he came into my studio, it was full Dave. It was like, I feel like I'm talking to a sword. You know what I mean? Like I feel all the sharp edges and everything, and like he's ready for combat.
Mm-hmm.
Like five, you know what I mean? Like he was like, he had this energy when he came in here is go ahead, ask me whatever the fuck you want. I'm ready. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I got you.
But I think too, like doing this by yourself, as you know, like getting on the camera, sometimes you like might have these ideas, or even if you're not quite have the energy to do it that day and you turn it on, you're kind of like, oh shit, here we go. Like start to get through it. And so that's what I think. But I am glad he tore the Band-Aid off and did it. And obviously Dave publicly, if he says he's going to do something, does it. And so for these reasons, I'm in.
He loves your support, Sevi. Yeah, but I mean, maybe, but I mean, I didn't go easy on him. I just went for it. Any question I thought to ask, I just asked it.
And I don't know if it was like I wouldn't categorize it as like easy or hard. I think it was just categorizing like the questions that needed to be asked. Like in that scenario, it's not like you were pushing him into corners or something like that to screw up his presidency. Like I think
no
questions that were on everybody's mind. And frankly, I think it humanized him quite a bit in this scenario.
Yes. Yeah. He crushed. I don't think he could have come out doing better. Easing back into it. Missionary first.
That's right.
I'm sure Dave is a bit hesitant to open up. I'm glad he's back. Strap on those brass balls and do it, Dave. Yeah.
And so if you do want to hear more from me or more about what's been going on, check out that Sevon interview that he did Saturday night. Other than that, I have a bunch of, I talked about this on the Sevon thing, but I have a bunch of trips coming up, a bunch of travel, actually international travel even, that I'm excited about. And so gonna enjoy this downtime for the next week or so and get back at it early January. All right, that's it.
Oh,
Short one. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week.
Caleb,
I
if
thought
you
that
had
was
to tell,
really weird.
if you had to tell, if you had to tell someone what you saw, what would you say?
That he's uncomfortable. He's, I mean, when
What-
you've never seen him just sit there and be like he just looked a little stressed. Like he really did not want to do that.
Dude, look at all these fucking positive comments.
wow.
All right. So it's basically the whole summation of this one is like, hey, I'm going to start doing these again. That's it. That's
Yeah.
the only thing he said, right? Hey, I'm going to be doing these again.
I'm back.
All right.
That was strange though. The way he ended it, like how Caleb said with that like big deep breath towards the end. It seemed different.
Yeah, very much different.
It was like
He
a
didn't know how
weird,
to end it.
yeah, it was like a relief between like I did it and like, but I couldn't tell if it was like, all right, it's over, the first one's done, or like, oh boy, we're getting like I'm stepping back into the ring of fire. Like I couldn't really tell what that was there.
You went blurry, Souza.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fudge.
Hey, did any of you guys watch this? I can't believe I missed this. This was at 6:15 yesterday. I wanted to watch this live so fucking bad.
Yeah, definitely worth the watch if you haven't already. Chase was on fire.
What? Oh, that I
missed it
figured he
too.
would be.
He was on fire, and I really liked a lot of what he had to say. All of it, really, his whole perspective of the games, and yeah, it was great. Definitely go check it out.
Why the CrossFit Games does not need to be a professional sport. I want to read the comments here real quick. I'm curious if WFP has stated the reason for providing guaranteed funding. Oh, that's the Will Morad Fitness League.
Mm-hmm.
I think you nailed it. Take it 100% an event or competition. I was not fully on board on the beginning. Now I am after watching the whole thing. Y'all don't understand that McDonald's became bigger and better because of Burger King and vice versa. Get that pop? No. Sorry, Sevon's dog. This person's saying that competition with CrossFit will make it bigger and better. I don't think that fits here.
No.
I'm okay. I agree with the show premise, but can we all also agree the games has to stick to a set of rules, qualifications, path to the games for more than 1 year? You know what's interesting? For me, it is the same every year. The nuances, as a fan, the nuances don't faze me at all. The fact that there's an open and a semifinals and a games every year, that's like all I need. I've never been one to care about the nuances. I mean, I understand how the athletes would really care, but as a fan, it doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't make it confusing for me at all.
No, and every sport does this. Every year that there's a revamp in some sort of rules. You can look at Formula One, you look at the NFL, Major League Baseball. They're always running some sort of rule change. Like in the past 5 years, baseball went from like no timer on the pitch clock, and now they have a timer on the pitch clock. And then the college football playoffs went from having like whoever the top 2 teams were in the nation, they played for the championship, and that was it. Now they have an 18 playoff, and then they play off, and then whoever wins that goes to the championship. It changes every fucking year. It doesn't even matter.
Thank you, Caleb.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as long as the structure like dates, I think is the main thing. Like nuances of standards and different things like that, like sure might be like annoying or frustrating, but as long as you have the dates of like, hey, it's gonna start at the end of February and go through March, and then you're gonna do this time, and then if the games is gonna be here, you as an athlete, I'd presume you have a pretty decent amount of information there, at least to like kind of know your season.
Yeah, like as a fan, you don't like
Right.
you don't care whether there's 3 open workouts or 5. You don't care if the semifinals in 4 locations or 10 locations. You don't care if it's 6 workouts or 12 workouts. You don't really care if it's all the same programming or different programming. I mean, you care to the point of like it's fun to talk about, but it's not like distracting you. Like, oh, I can't follow this, and you throw your hands up in the fucking air. It's not the Rubik's cube.
Yeah, agreed. And I also think too that the secret, like, kind of withholding information on dates and different things, and not saying that they do this a ton, because we do have a lot of the dates that are out now, or even like locations. Like I would say, like coming off of the secrecy stuff a little bit is probably going to be in their best interest moving forward. Like not everything needs to be this shrouded in secret mystery. Like where are they going to compete at? What are the dates going to be? Like start releasing all of that stuff. Number one, so you can have more promotion behind it. Right? Like if it's going to go to Albany, New York, or if it's going to do one of these things, like get us fucking excited about it. Don't hide it until the last minute and then be like, oh, we're going to go to Albany, New York. It's like, okay, no one's fucking excited about it. Show us where it's going to be. Let us plan. Let us know the area, the hotels, like make it exciting. Promote it.
Every Super Bowl, like months in advance, like almost the year before, where the Super Bowl is going to be.
Yeah.
Same thing with the college football playoffs. You know exactly where the college football playoffs are going to take hold, and you're going to be able to you're going to get your hotel. You're going to plan for a year. Everybody's going to save up for it, and they're going to make it a whole thing. If they know well in advance.
The Olympics is the same way, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly.
You know exactly where they're going to be 4 years in advance, every 2 years, and then you can plan for it. It's the same thing.
Yep. And then I would do early bird promotions behind it and sell packages to affiliates. And I'd make that exclusive. So I'm like, hey, if you're an affiliate owner, you could buy a block of tickets that is like 5, 10, and 15. And it's at a discounted rate as you go up in block and tickets. And we're going to let the affiliate owners prioritize themselves and their members first. So that way you're really feeding the base, and then you're giving more exclusivity as being an affiliate owner or being a part of an affiliate. Like fucking incentivize it, people. Come on. It's not that hard. This is me sitting here right now thinking of 2 ideas.
Still the best podcast in the CF space. Hold on a second. Are you on crack? Sorry.
You talking about Dave's?
No, we're talking about get with the program.
No, sorry.
The problem with your triple crown will be. Nah, I don't give a fuck about that. All right.
Yeah, good.
All right.
Care less.
Yeah, man.
More opportunities.
Yeah.
Just do the thing. Fuck.
Thumbs down. Fuck you.
Fuck your opportunity.
Take that, motherfucker. All right. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, bitch. Thumbs down.
Why don't you have good questions anymore, Sevi? Okay, a couple things here. I'll go with your premise of why I don't have good questions anymore. Don't call me Sevi. I don't have questions anymore because the podcast is hugely successful. I don't have good questions anymore because I've made too much money. I don't have good questions anymore because I'm trying to suck Dave's dick and make sure I get access to the games. I don't have good questions anymore because I'm lazy. I don't have good questions anymore because I ran out. I don't have good questions anymore because they all leave through my penis and are in your mom's stomach. Oh, Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Hey, Merry Christmas. All right, hold on a second. You know how this works. Slow and steady.
It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't work. Are you there?
Merry Christmas.
Oh, there we go. Take 2. Merry Christmas.
Wait,
That's my daughter.
that's a kid.
Oh, that is a kid? Oh,
That's my daughter.
I thought
That's my daughter.
I thought you were just squeezing your balls really hard.
No, I was doing the Avi reach around.
It's actually not Avi. Avi doesn't have that mobility, but it's one of the twins. Fair enough. I just want to give credit where credit's due.
When can I be that lucky?
Merry Christmas.
All right. Yeah, dude. Merry Christmas. End of the year, just want to wish y'all Merry Christmas. Love what y'all do. Still supporting y'all. Just a little bit busy, so I can't get in the chat all the time. But Merry Christmas, Caleb, Souza, Sevon, all the listeners, and Happy New Year.
Nah, Merry Christmas, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right, y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
You too. Love you. Bye.
Hey,
Can we get to a podcast mic for Christmas? What's wrong with the cheapest one they sell at Guitar Center?
hey, Due for Josh Bridges again. Yeah, I've been sending Caleb. We're bugging him. Listen, I probably shouldn't say this because someone's gonna think this is true. No one will come on anymore. That's it. I'm toxic. Casey Akery. Oh, maybe we can have Casey on. Maybe we could stoop down to the adaptive athletes. The better comparison that rules changing would be that every year the teams drop every player, and then the following year has a different way of deciding who's going to make a team. You mean like if you win? You mean like you can't have the same team every year? I didn't see. Sorry, Casey. No one cares. You're not on the CAC, CrossFit Athlete Council. I didn't see. Was Casey's name one of the ones?
No, I didn't remember seeing him.
I didn't see him either.
I'm gonna be stuck to having people like this year. It's gonna be like I'm only gonna get people like Austin Hatfield on. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Like Daisy McDonald.
Oh yeah.
I changed mine to the B Team podcast. Athlete. I should do serious athletes who still have a day job.
Athletes who actually work for a living.
That's gonna be this series is athletes who are missing a limb or still have a day job.
It's a good group of people.
Oh, man.
Heidi was saying we need Hobart and Cadigan for the news.
Fuck that.
Remember that show?
I'm almost ready to tell you guys how I really feel about that show. Fuck those guys.
Almost ready? Dude, it's been like 5 years.
Fuck those guys. I love them. They're great, but fuck them. I ain't doing.
I think I watched one of those recently.
Like,
yikes.
If you're in a conversation with me and you're fighting back your reactions because you're afraid you're going to get canceled, then fuck you. Don't you get you're one show and done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I had that guy Heiko on who was injured from the vaccine from Norway, right when we got off the show, he gave me all these reasons in this list of shit of like wish he could have said, but he didn't feel comfortable saying.
Pussy.
And I've had a lot of guests like that, like repeat guests, and I'm not like fuck
Come on,
that.
man.
Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Hey caller, what's up, Ocho? Hola, amigo.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up,
This is
SA?
crazy that I'm actually talking to you guys.
Yeah, this is crazy.
But
Merry Christmas.
I just want to say, first off, start off Merry Christmas. Thank you guys for keeping it real in a space that needs it.
You sound like Christian Harris.
Nah, I'm not. My name's Carlos.
Oh, are you?
Actually.
Will you
black,
rap for us,
Are
please?
you a black guy?
No, I'm not. I'm Mexican and white, but American. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like an oxymoron.
But that's funny. This is honestly.
Did you take your driver's license test in Spanish or English?
Yeah, good, Carlos.
Yeah, in English, definitely.
You should have, Carlos.
Atta boy, nice.
You should have said in English, Carlos. You should have said in English.
I do live right here in San Diego, next to Tijuana. So I played baseball in Mexico all the time. So that's cool.
No shit, you did that? You played on an American team, and you guys would travel to Tijuana?
No, I played right near, right in South Bay in college. So I played in a league right down in Otay, right across the border, where I would walk down there every Sunday.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah, it was fun, super fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome.
But yeah,
and then you'd laugh at the guy, and then you'd laugh at the guys as they went back to their fucking cardboard homes, and you would walk across the border
to your air conditioned bus.
Yeah.
No, and then the friends that are rich, they live on top of the hill in mansions, and we just watch them too.
There's levels, right? There's levels, Carlos.
It's like
oh my god,
dorm with air
it's like
conditioning.
high class and no class. But we love it. TJ's awesome.
Are you still in San Diego?
Yeah, I live in San Diego, right here in like San Diego, La Mesa.
Cool. Good town. Good weather. Good weather.
Man, but honestly, I'm calling in because I don't even know. I just started. I'm gonna run a marathon tomorrow for Christmas for like charity. Started with me just wanting to run for my grandma. I do CrossFit, so it's like kind of like this dude named Will Gooch. He does like a foundation where he runs, and it just touched home for me for doing CrossFit and like all these hero wads. And I was like, I could run for my grandma and like represent her because she passed away from cancer. So touched home right away. And now like I'm trying to donate to a charity at Children's Hospital right there. And it's right off the 805, San Diego.
You're a good dude.
And so I'm running a marathon tomorrow morning and I want to bring some attention to it. I have no other clue how to do it besides I was like Sevon podcast. There's call-ins. Like, I don't even know. And so I'm calling in right now just to see if I can put my Instagram in. The GoFundMe is in my
Yes. What's
bio.
your Instagram?
Ocho_5.
OCHO
_5.
5.
Yeah.
Like
Like
5 or spelled out 5.
FIVE.
Oh,
Yeah.
FIVE.
Yeah.
Here, I got it.
Are you holding your balls?
Kind of, yeah. You know, you got to keep them in check.
Oh
sometimes.
shit, dude, you're
right.
yoked. You're too buff to run a
So-
marathon. You're fucked.
South Tech
Dude,
fool.
but that's the thing too. CrossFit, bro, where we can do anything. Like I'm telling you, it's just part of the game, the lifestyle,
dude.
you know?
Hey, is that your kid on a bike?
Yeah.
Oh, congrats, dude.
Yeah, he's sick, bro. Like, dude, he's my kid's just like your kid, bro. He's jiu-jitsu. He does a little bit of jiu-jitsu. He rides skateboards and all that stuff, you know. Almost in Cali life.
That's awesome. Okay, so people go to your GoFundMe page and
Yeah.
donate
And
donate now.
And then the thing is too, like I had no clue how to bring attention to this. And I'm like, dude, I watched the Sevon podcast. Like people call in and so exactly. And I was just gonna do it for my grandma, but I'm like, this is bigger. I could run for people that are passed away who are hurting the kids. I was an EMT, so I would go to Children's Hospital and see these kids. So I wanted if I could bring a smile to their face, that'd be dope, you know.
Okay. Well, I took the minimum donation of 50 and cut it in half and donated.
Oh, dude, I appreciate it. Minimum. I was trying not to put no limit on there or anything. It says minimum donation.
Well, it just starts at 50 and it recommends it recommends 100, but I gave you 25.
Yeah. I'm gonna change that because right away it was like, what do you want? I'm like, people could put 50 cents or $1. I don't know. I'm just trying to bring some, you know.
Refresh that, Caleb. See if you see my name in there.
Yeah, it is 95 raised.
Oh, yeah, nice. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate that, man.
I gave you $1,000.
Oh no way.
It doesn't show.
Dude,
It doesn't give a list of who donated.
All right, Carlos. Thanks for doing what you do. Keep raising a strong son, and thanks for calling in, brother.
And yeah, man, appreciate you guys. Keep doing your thing.
Good luck on the run tomorrow, dude.
Thank you.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah,
Merry
bro.
Christmas.
I'm gonna call in more because I want to talk this CrossFit stuff too. I have a lot of feel the same way and stuff, you know. So that'd be cool to talk sometime. I'll call in.
Okay, and learn to talk a little bit faster, and then you're good. You're golden. That would be my only feedback to you.
Okay, bye. I'll talk faster now.
Okay, bye.
There it is. There you go. Sima's got it. Más rápido.
Oh, giant set of tits right on Mike when he comes in. Welcome to the show.
Nice.
Mike, good to see
Mine
you.
are those.
What did you say? Those.
Mine are those. Okay.
Those. Mike, I didn't
Identify
tell the
with both.
I didn't tell the boys you were coming in today. You're
surprise.
You're a surprise guest for them.
Good morning, Mike.
I like surprises.
Mike, where are you? What state are you in?
Wyoming.
Wyoming. And I had asked Jared Ellis to come speak to us about kind of what is Christmas for those of us who don't know, and like me. And Jared was busy with his flock of millions. And you said that you were are you a pastor?
Yeah. I've been here in Laramie, Wyoming for 13 years, and before that, West Virginia, and before that, I taught high school and was an adjunct professor in Indiana.
And what is a pastor?
I mean, not to get all, you're just the shepherd of the church. I'm in a smaller church, so for me, it's not book deals and going on speaking circuits. It's mopping floors and hospital visits and taking care of people and whatever's going on in their life, from the really great times to the really bad times. Just being there with them.
And so on Sunday mornings, you get up every Sunday morning and you go. Is there actual like a building, a structure you go to and hang out with people and talk to them about the word in the Bible?
Yep. Every Sunday, I probably preach 45, 44 times a year. And at our church, and there's all different kinds of ways you can do it, but the way we do it is we usually just go straight through books of the Bible, and just we go through it. And my history background, I like to put things in historical context and what this means and where this is at, and do those things. I didn't grow up in church, so that was a big part of my journey, was figuring all that stuff out, and then felt like I was called to help others on that same journey.
Yeah, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on you, but your father has sent his son to listen to you today.
That's the do you remember House of Lloyd? Do you remember like when all the moms of America would have like the parties in their homes and you try to get people to buy stuff? That's the classic House of Lloyd Jesus picture. Completely inaccurate, but everyone knows it.
Let me see this. It looks like he was one of the guys on Starsky and Hutch or Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, exactly. And clearly he was very Middle Eastern, so all the pictures are not quite accurate.
Bo Duke is Jesus. And can you make it through the entire Bible in a year in that 44-week period?
Oh no. Like we were one whole year in just the book of Revelation, which is a tough one. That they say, I read somewhere that pastors should never teach through two books of the Bible, Genesis and Revelation, and we've done both in the last 5 years, and it takes about a year to go through each one.
Yeah, Revelations scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. It's a very unique letter.
I don't know much about it, but just like the fact that it's the end of the book and there's actually an ending, I don't like that part.
Well, there's about 1 million fingers of who believes what those endings are, so that's the toughest part because no one agrees.
Okay.
It's almost like some of the debates you guys have on this channel of different things, CrossFit. It's very similar. No one agrees or lands.
It is going to be risky for you because every time we do have someone come on and talk about the Bible, there's so much pushback from the audience. They're like, well, he got it wrong there, or you're not supposed to do that, or you're only supposed to pray here, or you don't one of my friends told me you can't pray for dead people. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know you couldn't do that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and I've got thick skin, so bring it. I mean, in the core of all of it is relationship. I mean, the whole story of the Bible is creating people who rejected God, and he steps out to that's awesome, Jesus, thank you. There's and then he steps out to have a relationship with us, and the whole journey is us to be in a relationship with him. And sometimes we make it really complicated, and sometimes we make it we water it down to where there's no connection on our part. We just want it easy, and it's not always easy. And so
okay, well, I'm going to ask you to make it easy. Can you tell me what is Christmas?
Christmas is the celebration of when God in flesh, Jesus, came down to earth to live a life that we couldn't live, and then he lives a life as a child all the way to adulthood, and he starts his public ministry when he's about 30-ish years old, and then about 3 years later he is killed for being a rebel against the religious elites and bringing the truth of what God wanted us all to know. So Christmas is the birth of hope. It's the celebration of, if you read the Old Testament, the way I like to frame it is the Old Testament are the promises. It's stolen from a pastor in DC named Mark Deaver, but the Old Testament, the promises of God that he's made, and when Jesus appears, it's those promises fulfilled. And so when you read the whole Old Testament, it's crazy. Like it's Yellowstone and everything Taylor Sheridan wanted to write in a movie, all crazy through the Old Testament. And then you're just waiting for this hope to arrive. And he arrives on Christmas.
So the Old Testament is a theme in the Old Testament, or the story in the Old Testament. I guess the theme is that there's a guy, the Son of God is coming.
Yes.
And in the Old Testament, do they actually give his name? Do they actually say his name is going to be Jesus?
No. The name that's typically used is Messiah, which in Hebrew means anointed one. And so there's all kinds of, they just were waiting for a leader to free them. They're just waiting. They're waiting for God to show up. And so all these guys in the Old Testament show up, and they're failed, and they're flawed, and they're terrible. And like you read through, it was a struggle preaching through Genesis, because there was all these patriarchs, these major figures of the Bible, and they were always cowards. And when they encountered a village, he would go, "Hey, honey, tell them you're my sister, because if you're my wife, they're going to kill me and take you. So say we're just brother and sister." And then she would go off and be in some other dude's house for a year and then get discovered. Like, we're humanity, we're pieces of trash a lot of times. And so the Old Testament just consistently shows we're terrible and we need help. We're terrible, we need help. And the promise is that God's going to send that help because we can't do it ourselves.
And then on December 25th, 2024 years ago, Jesus was born.
Well, probably not December 24th. Probably, and we only know this, and people debate this, and people in the comments will yell, and I'll get a message, I'm sure. But if what we know for facts, that there were shepherds in the field with their flocks, and they came in to see this baby in a manger. Well, if it's winter time, and I've been to Israel once and Jordan once, it's still cold there. It still has, you're probably not going to be in the field when there's nothing in the field for your sheep. They're probably not going to be in the field. So the debate is, was it spring or fall? And we kind of predate the 6 months of John the Baptist because they're cousins. It was probably in the spring, but it's always celebrated around here. And there's people believe that there's the early church trying to stop people from worshiping a Roman god. And so it was like, hey, you guys are worshiping this false god, so how about we just say Jesus instead? And then you get the presents and the trees and all the stuff come alongside. And it wasn't bad for the church to do that. It was the church trying to just point the direction towards Jesus instead of all this other stuff. But
and I looked up the definition of manger.
I'm saying it's the spring.
When I look up the word manger, it says a long open box or trough for horses or cattle to eat in.
Yes.
And so Mary was in one of those troughs, and she gave birth to Jesus.
That's a debatable thing too. Some people say the animals were held in stables where caves.
Mm-hmm.
So it could have been a cave where animals were, and so the line in Scripture, there was no room in the inn. In those Near Eastern homes, the animals slept in the basement of the house. So it's kind of like those super cool, real hip above apartment garages that are all over internet now. But the underneath wouldn't be your car, it'd be your animals. And then you would keep them close so they wouldn't be killed, but they also were a heating factor because the body heat of the animals would rise up to the house. So it's probably one or the other, either a cave where animals were, or it was the basement of someone's house. They didn't have any room upstairs, but you can sleep in the basement if you want, and with the animals.
So this is Jesus's birthday party.
Yep, big time. And it should be a party. Like, people sometimes, and that's what makes the holidays hard, because we also are in pain and we've got bad things have happened, and then people are all happy, but it should be a big party. It should be the celebration that hope has arrived.
And did anyone know it was Jesus right when he was born?
The family did, because that classic nativity scene that we have, you see everywhere. The shepherds, angels spoke to the shepherds and said, "This is the one." And so in Luke 2, the shepherds show up and they find that here he is, and then they go tell the whole town. They come back, and so there was definitely people at the time, but they were waiting for this leader. They wanted to see the proof in the pudding. So they believed, and there were even the wise men that you see in the nativity probably came about 2 years later. They found out about this. The story spread. The local Roman leader wanted this Messiah killed, so they even killed all the children 2 years and younger during this season when the wise men came. So there was definitely a buzz about the whole region that the Messiah has arrived and he's going to upset everything.
So they started killing babies, hoping to. Who was that? Who was trying to kill Jesus from the onset?
It was the Roman leader at the time. And so he heard the buzz, this Messiah is going to help the Jews rise up. And so he passed out an edict that said, kill all of the kids. And so when that happened, they left. Mary and Joseph and Jesus fled, and they left the countryside. And then they eventually came back. But there's the story of the wise men coming, following the star and following to find this Messiah. They show up and they find him. They follow all the religious texts. They find him. These weren't believers in Judaism or Jesus. And when they show up, they disappear. They don't go tell the leader that they found him, because something happened even with them to where they're like, there must be something special about this. And
so the wise
don't turn him in.
And the wise men just vanish. No one knows what happens to them after they
Yeah.
identify.
There's debates. There's people have written stories and books and extra biblical stuff that they've named them and all these things. And all we really know is they brought gifts and that they show up and they took off. And so they didn't go back to the leader and say, hey, we found him. Here he is. Go kill him. They just faded off into history because they didn't want to betray the person that they just saw and found. It's pretty cool.
Were the parents, Mary and Joseph, given any special direction on how to take care of the Son of God? It's stressful enough having a kid. I can only imagine. Like, by the way, yours is special.
They raised him as a normal boy. There's a scene in their life that when Jesus is around 13, they take him to Jerusalem, to the temple, and this is like hysterical because it's a big caravan of people. You go to the temple, you make sacrifices, you go back home, and you celebrate a festival. Well, it's a big caravan of people, and so Mary and Joseph get back in the caravan and they're headed back home, and it's like 2.5, 3 days later, and they realize, where's Jesus? Where'd he go? They just thought like, oh, he's in his cousin's wagon or he's over here, and he was nowhere to be found. And so they hotfoot back to the temple, and they find him hanging out with the religious leaders. And he's like, well, where else would I be? I'm in my father's house. I'm doing my father's work. And so they snatch him up, and he gets berated. And then we hear nothing about Jesus from age 13 to his early 30s. And people debate that. Like, what was he doing? And it seems logical that he honored his mother. He knew he was supposed to be there for a reason, but he honored his mother and said, okay, Mom, I get it. I need to be your son. I need to do this. And then he waits until it's time, till his siblings are old enough to take care of Mom. His siblings, he worked with his dad. He probably worked a blue collar masonry job. And then he goes off in his public ministry and takes off.
He knew he was Jesus?
Yeah, he knew. He knew from, I mean, we don't have, it's not laid out in perfection, but
and by Jesus, I mean the Son of God. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah,
he knew.
He knew who he was. And you see that throughout the all four gospels in different ways show that, but the four gospels, he knew exactly why he was there. He knew exactly who he was. And he chose to not use all that power that he had just for his own gain or to just topple things. He did it in a way to show us a way that we're supposed to love each other by relationship and sacrificing for each other. It's really beautiful.
Let me ask you this. This is off subject. You think anyone else is born knowing who they are? You think that's just a one-off?
That's a deep question.
Like he came loaded with software. Whereas
I don't know that we're. I don't know that we're. I mean, it's that nurture nature conversation of. I don't know that we're loaded. I think we're probably built with characteristics that are God given, but I don't know that we're. I don't think we're attached to that identity because I believe we can change. I believe we can be different. We can change. So I don't know we're hardwired for it. I think we have proclivities. I think there's some things we're kind of DNA coded and we have, but I don't know that gives us. We just have to say I was born this way and this is how it is because we see change all across everybody's life.
So if this is Jesus's birthday and someone doesn't believe in Jesus, then this holiday is kind of to them no different than like, I don't know, Halloween or Valentine's Day or it's completely contrived.
Correct. And that's where you see the move toward, and we all do this. Like there are 3 Christmas trees in my house. There's the kids one with all the stuff they've made over the years, and there's the 2 upstairs. My daughter has one in her room, but none of that has anything to do with Jesus. And so we love to celebrate the holiday. The mood of the holiday is family and connection and togetherness and celebration. And so if you're not a person of faith, then you just kind of shift it towards that.
Did Christmas come quick? When did it become like a real, like a substantial movement? Was it after Jesus died?
Yeah.
Were people celebrating
many
his
years
birth
later.
many years later?
Yeah, and the church kind of really solidified it. I don't know the date. I'd have to hit the Google machine, but it was with hundreds of years after his death, it became something. But people commemorate. They either commemorate or consecrate things of great. Look at that. 336. Caleb is the man. You have all of the different moves. Like if you go to Israel and you look at places and historic sites, there's 2,000 years of history that's built on top of what was there when Jesus was there. And so, like, if you go tour the temple, when you want to see the temple wall, you actually have to go underground to see it. Like, they've dug it out and you go underground because everything's built on top. And so when they start commemorating things, it's a good cultural history, that people have not done anything with certain things. They built churches to things because that was a special moment. Like, I got to go to Sodom and Gomorrah a few years ago, and which is the story in the Bible that there is wickedness in these cities and they're destroyed by fire. If you go there today, it's an ash heap. No one built on top of it. No one's done anything there. You can drag your foot in the ground and you still see ashes. It would be like today if we built a brand new building on the 9/11 site. That would be a terrible thing because there's a cultural memory of death and destruction and sadness, and we would never do that. And so you can't. The same thing happens in the Middle East throughout all of cultures where bad things happen. People leave it alone. It's kind of cursed. They don't touch it. If something's really powerful for Christians, then people will build stuff on top of it to get rid of it. Which in a small version, we see that in some cities where churches get turned into breweries and they get turned into, part of it's just because churches fall apart. But I also think there's a little bit of a stick a finger in the eye of people that are faithful and let's put something different here, and instead of just tearing it down. But people have a cultural memory. And I think December 25th, since it was 336, there's a great cultural memory of this is a day to celebrate. And whether it's Jesus or I'm going to celebrate a guy coming down a chimney and putting things under a tree, I want to celebrate.
Since I've been a little kid, I always wanted to buy an old church. Sometimes I'll go on Truly and just look at old churches because they're just cool. They're usually, you know what I mean? They'll be big, they'll be cheap, they'll have just a ton of stuff. You know what I mean? Big kitchens, a big hall that I could put like a basketball. You know what I mean? Like, God, I hope that's not blasphemous. Trish, what the frick is myrrh?
It's a spice.
Oh, okay. There you go, Trish.
It's a spice. It actually, I don't know if I think myrrh is the one that smells like soap.
Is it still around?
Yeah. Well, I bought some at Petra in Jordan. I bought some frankincense and some myrrh. They didn't have any gold around. I'm not sure why. And I probably couldn't afford it anyway. But
fragrant,
like clove, cinnamon, and pepper. That's what it smells like. Clove, cinnamon, and pepper.
And then
frankincense is soapy. I don't know.
And Mike, is there anything that oh, here we go. Hold on real quick. The Bible has over 69,000 cross references by 40 different authors across 3 continents over thousands of years. The book is a miracle itself.
100%. I have a chart because since I started, and I show it, and I've worked with college students and stuff over the years, but the time between the original writings in the New Testament and the time that it happened are so close that people always say, well, it's a telephone game and we don't have this and you can't, it's all been mixed up. There's more historical evidence. There's like 1,500 copies of the New Testament around the Mediterranean, and they all jive within like a 95% accuracy. But Plato, Aristotle, the Iliad, the Odyssey, all of these great books of history, there's 900 years between the author writing it and when we have a copy of that work. And so if we want to play that game with the scriptures, that we can't trust its historical validity, then you have to throw out all of Western philosophy and Greek philosophy, because we have more copies of the New Testament than we have of all those other historical documents. It's just a bad argument. It's just an argument to try to get you to say you can't trust the Bible. And I get it. When people are antagonistic about it, I don't fault them for that. That's where they're at. But it's just a bad historical argument. I forgot who just put that up, but that's an accurate statement. There's all these cross references from different authors, different times, and where there's conflict, it's not substance conflict. It's just conflict of maybe a word here or a word there. But there's confusing parts of the Bible. There's parts that I wish I understood better, but it doesn't mean it conflicts itself.
When was the Bible complete?
I think it was canonized in the first 200 years of the church. It was canonized. They said it's closed. This is it. but it was written over thousands of years, and the New Testament itself was written over 150-ish years
After his
so
death,
it's
so like
yeah
150, so 150 AD.
but the close ones, like when Paul was alive and the Gospels were written and some of the others letters were written and they were added to. But like if you read the Gospel of Mark, that's the eyewitness testimony of Peter. That's Peter telling the story to the author Mark, like he's just the writer. Peter's telling the story. And so when you read it, that's a guy that was with Jesus. Luke was with Paul. He wasn't with Jesus, but he was a historian. And Matthew was the tax collector that was with Jesus, and John is the disciple that was with Jesus. So you're getting, it's kind of like when a news event happens and you get multiple reporters writing about the same thing and they get different interviews, they get different ideas. They're not wrong. They're just different takes on the same story.
And when was the second so when was the second copy made?
I don't know like when the actual printed, when it was officially put together.
I'm
Probably around the
guessing
same time, 336.
I'm guessing someone wrote because someone had to rewrite it by hand to make a second
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah.
And then a
Yeah,
third
and then
copy. Go ahead.
and then by the time of the New Testament, and there were like 1,500 handwritten copies spread throughout the Mediterranean. And you can go get one in Greece and you can go grab one from Turkey, and they're going to be almost the same. Maybe a little scribal error here and there, but you can trust the New Testament.
Jose V, I'll say the past 2 years, my faith has gotten me through a lot of pain. Also, you all in the chat hanging out with my, or is it like hanging out with my dysfunctional family? Why do you think so many of us take that journey? So many, especially young men, it seems to be young men, they spend the early part of their life trying to disprove the existence of God. It seems to be like a theme with young men.
I think it starts off as the rules. Like there's things in there that say like, hey, you should wait till you're married before you hook up with a chick. Hey, you probably shouldn't get drunk and do these things. Hey, you shouldn't live selfish lives. You should give and do these. And when we're younger, we want to flex, we want to do our thing, we want to sow our oats, and then a different part in our life would come through and we go, it really isn't fulfilling being with a different person every week. It's more fulfilling to have somebody that I wake up to the next day and I'm with them and I'm committed, and chasing all the money. We've seen that over all the years doesn't really get anybody. I mean, I'm not saying it's not fun. You can't be happy, but there's a death inside that you're just unfulfilled. And I think people, as they get a little older, maybe face a little pain and suffering where it just doesn't, you can't figure it out. You're like, why am I feeling this way? Where's this coming from? You start searching, and hopefully there's good people that allow for that space for the search, allow that space for questions, and they don't get freaked out when you don't agree, and there's just some good people that can say, I never thought of it that way. And I think I'm fortunate. I had a whole different background. So I'm very not like, I'm a chaplain with the police department, and I go to the same class 5 to 6 days a week. That CrossFit class, and the guys I hang out with, the dark humor and the crassness, and it's all just part of life. And so because I live in that world, I'm okay with big questions and little questions, and doesn't have to be some perfect theological answer. We can disagree on stuff. And Wyoming's a unique place. It's still, we can talk and disagree and have big time differences, but then we can go get a beer together and we're going to laugh and have fun together. We're not going to uninvite you, because it's just not like that here.
That's unheard of.
What about people who are just looking? Like I might pick up a book on investing, and I might follow the practices of investing. You know what I mean? Like put 20% in the stock market, put 3% in Bitcoin, put 20% in real estate, and I find some sort of protocol that leads to wealth, right? And comfortability and sustainability and longevity and retirement. What about people who don't necessarily, but not necessarily, people who don't believe in God, but just why not just use the Bible as the protocol to live your life for a happy life? Like just as a manual, like, okay, what these are some good protocols to follow. in order to be happy and safe and basically on the most part just have great mental health.
Yeah. I think Thomas Jefferson tried that when he
did.
cut all the miracles out of the Bible and published it. And people hate him for that or disagree with him for that. And I don't know the mind of Jefferson. I really appreciate him as a leader in our country and historically, but I think he was trying to take out the parts that people would be worried about and give them that. But I think you're right. Like I just last Sunday, I was talking about like the basics of humanity. Like if you put the 10 commandments in places, like I don't know that's people don't understand that that's just the basics to not be an animal. Like that's not really, if your ideal is just go to the 10 commandments, I'm just not going to kill people. I'm not going to cheat on my wife. I'm not going to steal stuff. That's not like lofty things, but that's the basics for humanity. If you just followed those without any kind of faith, and probably the God one you won't like, but the other 8 of them, if you followed those, you'd be a pretty stand-up citizen.
The thing is the first one you can't even, like I can't push against or do because it just it doesn't mean anything to me, right? I am the Lord your
Right.
God. You shall not have strange gods before me. Like I don't know what Lord means or God means or gods means. So I can just pass on that one and just hold it. You know what I mean? Okay, like I don't understand this one. But these other ones, you shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Okay, so that one doesn't make sense to me either. I don't have to worry about that one because I can't even comprehend it. Remember to keep holy the Lord's Day. That Sunday.
Well, it's really getting at that's in that version, but the actual passage says take a Sabbath. And so you're supposed to take one day a week, 52 days out of the year to just be thankful. You don't work. You don't like one. You'll like this one, Savon, but
Yeah.
I think you have, but there's one Jewish writing said you should make love to your wife at least 52 times a year on the Sabbath. Like it should be a celebration. It should be a party. It's like Thanksgiving every week. And so if you toil 6 days a week and you work hard 6 days a week and you take one day to rest,
yeah,
and just enjoy and just be with your family and your friends, then you're going to have a much more balanced life.
Yeah.
That's really what it's getting at.
I do like that. Honor your father and your mother. I remember reading that the first time, and I was probably in my 20s, and I just decided I was going to try never to say no to my parents again.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? And boy, there's nothing. The inner peace you get once you accept your parents. I think that's the cornerstone of being an adult. Once you take all responsibility and accountability, and you absolve your parents of anything that you were holding against them. Honor your father and your mother. Yeah, that one's huge for peace of mind and happiness. You shall not kill. Crazy important. You shall not commit adultery. Crazy important. You don't want to keep secrets and turn into a snake. You don't want to. I think it makes man weak. You shall not steal. Of course, same thing as adultery to me. Like you don't want to slither around like a snake. You don't have to hide and keep secrets and be in the shadows. You want to be free. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. What's that mean?
Lie about your neighbor. Like if there was a false witnesses, like, oh, my neighbor stole that or my neighbor did this. Make accusations against your neighbor. Don't lie about people.
Okay. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife.
Yep. Don't lust after your neighbor's wife.
Right.
It's connected to adultery, but just stay with your wife.
You could think she's hot, but you shouldn't start visualizing that you're bending her over the couch cushion or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I tell guys. It's like, man, what if I see a college girl running down the road? Is that lust? I go, well, we see beautiful things. Lust is when you round the block and go get a second peek or a third peek. That's when you get into some dangerous territory.
Yeah. It's the same thing with when I hang out with someone and we're looking at a flower, we're looking at a sunset, and they immediately go, "That's so beautiful." And I kind of feel sorry for them because they've already started labeling it and naming it, and they've already started taking it somewhere. And it's so much better if you just don't do that. So many people struggle with that. Like, hey, you don't have to react to that. You can just see a sunset and like keep it better than beautiful. Yeah. Well, I can't visualize, so it's fucking great for me. Like, it's great. And you shall not covet your neighbor's goods.
Be okay with the car you're driving.
Yeah. And I would take that one step further and be happy for your neighbor who is driving. Be happy for your neighbor for what they do have. Be happy for them. Don't covet it.
And what's crazy is, so that's the baseline. And then when Jesus comes, we celebrate on Christmas. When he becomes an adult, the religious leaders of the day took those 10 commandments serious, and they put all these rules. So that's when it's like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm so afraid of breaking this one or doing this. They made all these rules, and it pushed people away from God because they couldn't fulfill the rules. And so then Jesus shows up and says, hey, I know you can't follow these rules because these are impossible. You need me. And so you go to the Sermon on the Mount, and you go to his teachings, and he drives it home. Like, it's not, you can't just say, well, hey, I didn't cheat on my wife. Well, but you've had all these other moments where you've tried, you've been flirting, you've been doing this. It's not, yeah, you haven't cheated on your wife, but you don't talk to her. You can't stand her. You don't want to be around her. You can't just say, hey, I'm a man and I didn't cheat, but you're terrible. Like, you put your hands on her, you talk down to her, you're a terrible person. And so when Jesus comes along, he says, hey, it's your heart. It's not good enough just to say that you didn't touch another woman. You're not loving your wife well. It's not good enough to say that you're not coveting your neighbor's stuff. You should be helping your neighbor. You should love your neighbor. You can't. And so that's kind of back to the circle, like the promises of God, or this is how life should be. And he says, but it's really tough. You can't do this on your own. So I'm going to come down and grab you, and I'm going to show you how.
I'm going to show you
how to live that life.
But he didn't even have a wife.
Nope.
So what's he know?
Yeah. I don't have one anymore, so I'm not sure if I can even talk about it either.
And so he's born on this day, and why does God send Jesus down here one more time? Why does he send
to rescue us, to save us? He knew. So if
he wouldn't have come, what would the situation be like then?
You would have to live a perfect rule-based life and never slip up ever in a life of perfection so that you could be near a holy God. And none of us can do that. So when I was in college studying history, and I was a believer, but I really didn't trust the Bible. Do you remember when Jesse Ventura was governor?
Yeah.
Years ago?
Yeah.
He was on CNN once, and he said that the Bible is for weak-minded people. And I remember being a guy who believed in Jesus, watching that going, he's right. And I had come to this logical place because I read the Quran, I read the Upanishads, I read the Bhagavad Gita. I was on a journey.
Me too.
At the core of all of them was you live a good life, polish yourself up, and then you'll achieve nirvana or whatever version you want.
Yeah.
And I'm studying history going, humanity sucks. We kill each other all the time. We steal from each other all the time. We're selfish turds. None of this, I can't do this. And so I had already said yes to Jesus, but I was also like more solid in this truth that I know you can't earn this love. And so it has to be him coming after us. That's the only thing that makes sense. And so the Bible became real to me, and I taught high school, but then I started reading the Bible way more and studying it way more. And then it just turned, and I wanted to teach the Bible. But at the core of that was I can look at the landscape of the world and how evil we can be to each other and go, we need a rescuer. And so that's the story of the God of the Bible, is that he steps out of heaven to rescue us because he knows we can't do this. We need his help. And so he shows us the way. Jesus shows us the way. And then you get super theological. Then he sends the Holy Spirit after he dies to live in us and to be part of our lives and to help us to live that life we want to live.
I'm picturing Jesus holding mankind with one hand and holding God with the other hand. No?
I mean,
and then if he wouldn't have been there,
it's a big hug.
Okay.
Yeah. Because theologically, we say
isn't Jesus? You described it as sort of a bridge.
He very much is. He bridges that gap. Like his payment for our sin on the cross bridges that gap for us to be able to be with God. Very much so.
Jose Ramirez, did Jesus take 2020 off? Great question.
Well, I can tell you he didn't in Wyoming because Wyoming's the land of the free. We did not take 2020 off.
He was riding horses
He was.
in Wyoming.
Yep. There was people at Colorado, which I'm 30 minutes from the Colorado border, and they were writing $1,000 tickets for people to go out on a hike on their trails. And so when they had to do that, they couldn't stop at the border. They were driving up to Laramie. There's a great hiking rock formation. People do a lot of off-width rock climbing where you're upside down. They were all coming up to Wyoming and camping and staying. And we would just go, remember this. Remember the free state. Just remember this. But it was good.
Were there any other free states too? Like, wasn't there like one of the Dakotas didn't play?
Idaho and South Dakota. Montana
Yeah.
was pretty. As soon as you got outside of the larger cities, people were pretty reasonable. People were pretty like, hey.
There was one governor though that was like, I think it was South Dakota. That chick, Comey
Yeah.
or Nomi. I think she was like, "Fuck you, I ain't doing this at all."
Yep. There were a lot of us that were like, I wish our governor had a little more guts like that, but he did good here too.
Yeah.
But we also, like, I even told my church, like, we shut down for the 2 months the governor said to, but then as soon as he said open, we opened. And it was just like, I would talk to people. It's like, hey, if you want me to wear a mask, then just say, please wear a mask. I've got one in my pocket. I'll put it on. But we're going to have a relationship in this. We're not going to pick on each other, get mad at each other, or we're not going to do that. And I had people, were sick at the time, and I had COVID. It was Christmas Eve in 2020. I woke up and my stomach hurt, and I was like, man, I think this might be my appendix. I'm not sure. And I Googled it, pushed on my gut, went to the hospital. They did an emergency appendectomy on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Diagnosed me with COVID. Had to go in the COVID unit, which was these poor nurses putting on positive pressure gear and all this stuff. And it's like, hey, just bring me some soup and go away. I don't need you. I'm fine. I got out on Christmas Day, got home, smoked a prime rib, had Christmas with my family. The next day I shot 2 pronghorn from my garage window, and we skinned them out and butchered them and just kind of rolled through it. It was just not a big deal. And that's how it was around here. I did the first funeral of a COVID patient here, and I was part of the disaster team in our county, and they announced it. We're here, it's happening. And I said, hey, just so you know, I'm not bound by HIPAA. I know the lady, she was 102, and she passed, and we should be careful, but the sky's not falling. Let's just be honest with things. And it was different here. People weren't mad at each other, or, well, there were a few, but we don't listen to them anyway.
What town do you live in?
Laramie. It's
that's a big town for Idaho, right?
For Wyoming, yeah.
Or for Wyoming. That's a big town.
There's only 500,000 people in our state total. The biggest city, Cheyenne, was 65,000, and we have, if the university, it's the only 4-year school in the state, and if everybody's here, we have about 35,000. Probably, it fluctuates.
You have an Apple store there?
No
Apple store.
We don't have a Lowe's or a Home Depot.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Do you have
You have to drive to Cheyenne.
You have
an Ace Hardware, and everything's double
the price.
Always.
Yeah.
It's a really cool town because if you go to Walmart, you'll go down one aisle and it's college students wearing Chacos and North Face, and you're around the corner and it's a literal cowboy that came in to get supplies with boots on and a Stetson, and everybody gets along and everybody takes care of each other, and it's a cool place.
God, I want to live there.
The wind and the cold, like, it's currently 29 degrees, and we're at 7,000 feet. So, like, my gym is CrossFit 7220, and we have T-shirts from the gym that say workouts at sea level don't count. And then we have, like, even at the University of Wyoming, every visitor sports locker room says, "How's your oxygen?" to try to psych them out because they're at 7,000 feet when they fly in from all these other places. And it's a pretty cool place.
What's the biggest event you do in Laramie? Like, is there a rodeo, or is there like a nerd convention? Like I don't know.
Every summer we have on 4th of July, the community comes out for a 4th of July in the park, and it's just called Freedom Has a Birthday. It's a big community event. And then we have Jubilee Days, which is kind of our county fair city with the carnival stuff.
But any outside events, like does anyone come there for a computer convention or like
No.
Comic-Con or no? How's your gay
No.
pride parade there?
It's pretty small.
Small.
The Matthew Shepard incident happened here, which is what most people remember. Which was a young man he was a gay young man that was murdered outside of town, and it was a big deal. And I forget the name. I just lost the name of the
1998. Oh, that was 26 years ago. And was that like some sort of huge political event?
Yeah,
like
and it was kind of the Pride community's Rosa Parks moment, and kind of went throughout the culture and throughout. But here in town, like when the Black Lives Matter protests happened, it was people just walking down the sidewalks and staying in the courthouse. And there's been protesters on campus, but they just do things silent. People are pretty cordial around here. They're not, and I don't know if it's the fear of things will get Western fast, or if it's just that people don't really get in each other's business like that.
Is your governor a Republican or Democrat?
He's a Republican, but that depending on who you talk to in the coffee shop, people debate how much of a Republican he is, but he's a Republican.
Gotcha.
We had a Democrat governor several years ago before I moved here, and he was very well respected.
Why did you move there?
I was a associate pastor, like a junior pastor, I don't know, assistant pastor in West Virginia, and it was time I wanted to be a lead pastor, and I found on Denver Seminary's website this church was listed, and I applied and came out and visited and fell in love with it. There was a time in my life I thought I was going to be, leading a big church, because I thought I was that cool when you're young and full of vinegar.
Yeah.
But God saved me by bringing me to a small town. I'm wired for talk to a guy on Sunday that's struggling, and we can go fly fishing on Monday and talk about what's happening, or go spend 6 hours in the mountains hunting for elk and have big time life conversations, and guys at the gym that every time a song comes on that mentions heaven or mentions Jesus, there's always one or two people go, put that in your next sermon, preacher. And so then I think it was 2 summers ago, we were going through Proverbs, and I did a whole sermon of just rock lyrics that mentioned God or Jesus. And I said, I'm going to do it, but you guys have to come. And so then like 20 guys from the gym all showed up, and we had a good time.
That's awesome.
I think I'm wired more for that, just to be with people, spend time instead of being. Now, I have nothing against big churches and guys that are much better authors or speakers than me, but I'm just wired to be in proximity to people and hang out and do life with people.
Hey, Mike, thank you so much for coming on. What a great show.
Welcome.
What a great guest.
Merry
Yeah, love
Christmas.
having you on. Yeah, thanks for sharing all that.
You've gotten some faith conversations over the last few years and I've like, man, I'll fly out to California, just hang out in your studio. Like I'll on my dime. I would rather do it in person.
Faith week.
We can do it anytime.
Yeah.
I'm available.
All right. Be careful. I don't want. I know that. What if? God, I don't even want to say it out loud. Never mind. I can say, I was gonna say, what if it's the devil luring you out here? What if I corrupt you?
I can't, since that's a freedom reduced state, I can't bring any of my explosive toys, but I've always got a blade. I'll be good.
All right, good. All right.
Thanks,
thank you very much.
Christmas.
You're a wonderful guest. Thank you, sir.
Merry Christmas,
Mike.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Mike Berry. God, I love the people who listen to the show.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Mason Mistral, Faith Week sounds terrible. No, it would be cool. Did he vote for Liz Cheney? I love pastors and preachers, and I love all that shit, especially when they know their shit like him.
Yeah, it's a lot better when they can actually articulate it.
And I don't sense a defensive bone in his body.
No, not at all.
One of my sales reps is a country singer who gave a concert at the Jubilee every year, Leslie Tom. You know what's funny is when I said your big events, I was like thinking like more like out of town stuff. You know what I mean? Like does Comic-Con come there? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they have like a convention center and shit happens there.
Yeah, like could the CrossFit Games be there?
No,
they don't have a venue. I want to type biggest venue in Laramie.
I bet you it's the University of Wyoming's football stadium.
I don't even know how to spell Laramie.
Laramie.
Oh, okay. I got it. It's a 200,000 square foot building with indoor seating capacity of 11,000. Laramie, Wyoming sports facility. Oh, and you're right. It probably is at the university.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. You could do the. Wow. Look at this.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
this.
University of Wyoming.
Look at this. Yeah, I like this.
Cowpokes.
I like this a lot. Hey.
On podcast meetup in Wyoming.
Yeah. Do you have any questions about Jesus you'd like me to answer?
I'll navigate that myself.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
All right.
No offense. No offense.
No, none taken.
You know?
None taken. None taken.
Sevon's a convert now. He knows.
Converted from what to what?
Hey, are we doing Kill Taylor tomorrow?
That's why I called in. We got to air out our. We got to figure everything out live on air.
Yeah. Let me see. Are we doing? Oh, I have a Kill Taylor thread. Let me see if are we doing?
No. Don't ask R. Don't ask R. When?
Oh,
what
okay.
time?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. Look, you're a real businessman. When are we doing Kill? My kids are like, hey, do you have a podcast tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, podcast every single day. And they go, can we open presents without you if you're in the podcast room? I'm like, fuck no. Open presents without me. Hey, you know what? This is going to be a test for my kids this year, Gabe. I'll just send Taylor a link. See if he comes on. I bought my kids used shit from eBay. And if my parents would have bought me used toys, I would have been so butthurt.
Why? I mean, that's dope, to be honest with you.
I just wouldn't have liked it. I don't like used shit. Let's see if Taylor comes on.
How do you think they're going to react?
I don't know.
I think they'll be chill.
I don't know. I was a spoiled little fucking brat.
I think they'll be chill. I mean, it's a gift regardless, right?
Yeah, you don't really think that. Like, I was making fun of them. I said, hey, guys, don't expect anything cool from your mom. She probably brought you, like, shoes and shirt. Oh, you know what my wife bought my kids? God, I hope my kids aren't listening. I was ripping my wife yesterday for what she bought them. You want to know what she bought them? Boys, if you're listening, turn this off. You ready?
Socks.
Sheets.
I'm like,
oh, dude.
Yeah. And she's like, they're like a spotted like cows. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And she's like, they wanted these. I'm like, they don't want them for Christmas. They want that shit. Like, kids don't want clothes.
They want that next Wednesday.
Like
sheets.
Exactly.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, you're just like my mom. All moms are the same. They fuck Christmas up.
I always
like after 30. That's like the gift.
Like if you're after 30, yeah, buy someone clothes. Yeah.
I'll take that. I need socks and underwear every single Christmas. I appreciate that.
Oh shit, I got a video of Bill Grunler doing the hanging thing. Did you see that hanging thing? That? Oh wow. Bill's a hoss.
Oh, we already
what?
Hillers. Never mind. No, nothing.
Bill's a hoss. Oh yeah, Bill's got that no problem. You guys want to see that? He probably is all jacked up on Paper Street Coffee.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that's it.
He's for sure fucking cheating. Look at Bill. I wonder how much that kettlebell is. What do you think that is? 70 some odd pounds?
88.
Jesus.
Damn.
Like it's nothing.
That's ridiculous.
And for an old person. That's good.
Yeah. Look at him. Look at the camera too. Look at him. Now he's taking a piss. Oh God. Oh my God. He is savage. Uh-oh. Don't show that, Sevy.
Oh God.
Oh, Nelly. Oh, Nelly.
Dude,
please, no one go back and look at that. Please. No. Do you know what that one was, Caleb? I sent that to you.
Yes, I remember. Yes.
Oh,
Let's look at this
shit.
one.
I'm so sorry for whoever. How do you do it so clean?
What do you mean?
Oh shit! This is Bill
This
with
is 135 on a
135.
barbell.
Oh
On a
my
barbell.
god! Look
Oh
at him
my
spinning
God, dude.
around it too. What a fucking Spider-Man
He's like
stud.
surfing on it.
Oh my goodness. Olivia, I bought my daughter Paper Street coffee when she was 11. She's been addicted since. Well, that's good.
Well, that's not.
Oh, cool.
I don't approve of that message, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate every dollar that comes in.
Grunler said he held 88 pounds for 20 seconds and 135 pounds for 8 seconds.
Ridiculous.
John Young held 80 pounds for 10 seconds. Wow.
Jeez.
I think my fingers would rip off.
Yeah, I don't think I don't even know if I can hang from one arm.
Probably hurt myself.
Jesus, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. You know who you are. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, Kill Taylor. Tomorrow, I don't have a time. It's a great question. But Taylor Self will be coming on here. Paper Street Coffee will be putting up another $1,000 for Christmas. You can win it, Olivia Kerstetter.
Again. Yep.
Again.
Or not.
Holy cow. She got $3,000. You sent her $3,000, Gabe?
Yeah. Yeah. That very same day.
Damn.
Jeez, dude.
Damn.
Imagine that at what? How old is she? 17? 18? 16?
Yeah, something like that.
Just $3,000. Just chilling.
When she travels, she sleeps in the
Right
same
before
hotel room as
Christmas.
her parents. That's how young she is.
Damn. She probably doesn't even. She's probably gonna. Damn. $3,000 right before Christmas, right before the New Year, just on a holiday break.
She'll get some lip gloss, probably some energy drinks.
Definitely. The what drumsticks can your kids use on the electronic drum machine thing?
It's just regular wooden drumsticks. I'll send you a picture of it. It's pretty cool. Just regular, just regular wooden drumsticks. She shares a towel with her dad, right, Sevi? Yeah, all good kids do.
Oh my God.
I dry it off with my kids'
I'll
towel.
send them.
I dry it off with
I'm
my
gonna send your
towel.
kids my.
Go ahead.
I wish I could dry off with my kids. I'm gonna send them my favorite drumsticks that I used to use.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, your kid's towel is like this big. It's like
Dude,
24 by 24 inches.
Nah, man. We went to the doctor two days ago, and he's already at 4 months. He's weighing and measuring what a 10-month-old weighs and measures.
Oh wow!
Oh my God.
That's
Your kid's
awesome.
gonna be huge.
God,
Yeah,
don't you
I don't
just
know what's
love?
going on.
Don't you just love seeing them eat and poop? It's like you've never been so happier because it just shows that the machine's working, right? You don't get a lot of feedback from a fucking baby, but as long as they're fucking eating and pooping, you're like, we're good.
In the beginning, when he wasn't pooping, I stressed like there's no tomorrow.
And then
I was like, "Is this supposed to happen?"
And then he takes that first black shit. The Macosin one or whatever. For that first black shit they take's a trip.
He just started solid like 2 days ago, actually. Avocados.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yep, we're starting him with the avocados and trying to keep it to some healthy fats and reduce the crazy carbs and starches in the beginning that all kids get.
Yeah, I can remember putting the boys in that little in a high chair and just putting avocado there and them just grabbing it and squeezing it and smearing it all over their fucking faces and hands, and it's cool.
Yep, that's exactly where he is right now. He's just trying to figure out how to eat.
Just smear it around. All right. Hey, I'll keep you posted. I'll know soon. I sent Taylor a link and I text him. Maybe I don't think I can call. I'm gonna see if I can call him right now while you're on. Do you want to hold on for a second?
No, it's all right. You just text me. We're getting to my parents' house right now with the kid. He's just waking up. But if we do have a Kill Taylor tomorrow, when we have a Kill Taylor tomorrow,
yes,
it'll be 20% off all subscriptions. So if you sign up for a subscription, you know how our coffee is normally like $23, $24, $23.69 exactly.
Yes.
It'll
Nice.
be
Wow.
discounted to like 18 something.
Wow, that's a hell of a deal.
20% off.
Okay, for the
But
hour.
only for subscriptions, right?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Paper Street Coffee. Oh, today's my mom's birthday.
Oh shit! Happy birthday, Rosemary.
Yeah. I would call her and wish her happy birthday. That's probably the last thing she wants.
Somebody just sent me a new picture they found of Dave when he was in SEAL Team 6.
Oh. Oh, wow. With Rumsfeld. Wow. Damn.
Isn't that sick as fuck, dude?
Yeah, Dave was deep undercover.
Dude, man jammies and a little scarf.
That's crazy.
My man's out to kill some people.
Damn.
Yeah, that's sick as fuck.
Lucas Parker's in there.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. I don't have anything good to share on Christmas Eve. I should we did illegals getting driver's license probably. I got people Biden commuting death sentences. I probably shouldn't do that. Let me see if there's anything. Okay, here, this one's good. This one's chill. This is a guy this is a homeowner catches a thief stealing Amazon boxes off his porch. Okay, here we go.
That's why you fat. Look at greedy. No, you can have it. You can have it. You got it, brother. You thought it was some snacks in there? Look at you. You can go ahead and take it. It's a big box for a big back. Come on and get it. I know you need it.
I think I was confused, bro.
Oh, I think you hungry. And people act abnormal when they hungry. You've seen a Snickers commercial. Come on and get you his little box. Don't try to run either. I don't want you to have an asthma attack on my porch. Get the box. I know times is hard.
I don't live too far.
I know you ain't walking far. I know you ain't walking far. You ain't got to tell me. Go ahead and get it. Big back, big back. You too big to be a thief. Come on and get it. At this point, I just want you to get the steps in. You never know. It could be some workout equipment in there.
Fuck, dude.
Mike McCaskey staged. Fuck you. Don't ruin it, Mike.
Who cares? Shit's funny.
Oh, my goodness. What did we do before the internet?
Nothing fun.
Let me see if I have anything else fun. Oh, here we go. I'm going to do this later on today. I'm going to do this with my boys. This Instagram account shows you how to make tools like out of wood. And this is this one's how to make a mallet. This one's really cool.
Nice.
We're gonna go in the backyard.
Oh God!
I want that saw. Yeah, hammers. How to make hammers? Damn, I fucked that up.
Yeah.
Good job, Justin.
Are you gonna get your kids a block of wood and be like, "Hey, you can make a hammer out of this if you try hard and believe in yourself"? Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Hey, I love I love nipples pointing. Just
Just headlights, dude.
I just don't like symmetrical nipples.
What?
You know what I mean? Like I prefer like they're just wandering around. Do you know what I mean? Like just they're so big that they're just in her shirt. One's pointed off up and to the right. One's down and to the left.
Oh my god. Those are like retarded nipples.
My boys are gonna be so capable.
Yeah. For sure.
Also fake. Those little wire saws are nearly worthless. No shit, they are.
Just like you, Clock.
Joel, I'm barely at the Mike Berry part. This dude blows the other pastors out of the water. Solid understanding of scripture and history, reliable for sure. Yeah, lazy eye nipple. Yeah, that's fair.
Jeez, dude.
I don't like symmetrical nipples. That was a little harsh. It's not that I don't like them, but like I think it's fun when they're like when each tit's doing its own thing. You know, and that's why like I don't have a problem with like people have a problem with fruit in my yard because it doesn't look like the fruit in the grocery store. You know what I mean? It's not all perfect. Like I have no problem with that. You know what I mean? Like an apple that has like a barnacle on it, or you know what I mean? Persimmon that like a worm. Like if a worm's in there, I just cut the worm out, the part where the worm's at, and just throw them back in the garage in the backyard.
If there's a worm in it, I'm not eating that. Like if there's a hole in my fruit, I'm not doing that shit.
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I can't really do any of these other one. It's all just like kids getting like raped at schools or.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it's just
you need some joy in your life.
Yeah, it's just let's see. This one says Disneyland. This one might be fun. What's this one say? Oh no, that one's not fun either. Yeah, I got nothing. Kids for cash. Hey, do you know what is crazy? I'll leave you with this. This is crazy. They're about to test George Floyd's heart.
Just now?
Yeah, they're doing some test on George Floyd's heart, right? Let me see. It says court grants Derek Chauvin access to test George Floyd's heart tissue in bid to overturn federal conviction. Federal judges approved a motion for allowing Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin to examine heart tissue and conduct additional testing on fluids preserved from George Floyd as part of Chauvin's ongoing effort to overturn his conviction. Now, how the fuck would they still have George Floyd's heart, but they burned the guy, cremated the guy who killed Trump 2 weeks after he killed him?
Shit, dude, I don't know. That's weird. That's a very interesting question.
That's inconsistent, right? Guy takes a shot at president. You got to keep him on ice for a little while and like make sure the investigation is thorough, right? You don't just fucking throw him in the fucking incinerator 2 weeks later.
Yeah. I don't know.
But you keep George Floyd's heart tissue around?
Because somebody else is getting convicted for it? Like, so they like need to maintain the evidence? But like the guy who shot at George Floyd, they're like, well, it's one guy. We got everything. He's fucking dead now. There's not.
Oh, you
much
mean
else.
the guy who shot it? You mean the guy who shot at Trump?
Yeah, sorry.
I wish you would have shot at George Floyd.
Sorry, my bad. Taylor texted us back.
Oh. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Oh, my time or your time? My time?
Yeah, good question.
Or your time? So what if you're in the car? I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
That probably made Taylor hard. Gave him an erection.
Unless he's getting roadhead right now. Then he probably doesn't want to be interrupted.
Can I ask you a personal question?
I don't know, man. Sure.
This picture that someone sent us just now of this girl,
Yes.
Did she pull her boobs up before she took that picture?
Let me examine the evidence. Yes.
So she didn't
I
just
think
walk up.
generally,
You don't think she just walked up and just took that picture? You think
no, I
she
think she walks
pulled?
around like that all the time. Like she just naturally does that.
But look how high her boobs look.
Yeah, I know.
But so before she took that picture, did she pull them up? You know what I mean? Like, you know how you'll see girls like adjust their boobs in their bra
Yeah, that's what she did.
before she I want to show you. I don't want to accuse her of something she didn't do. But not that I think that there's anything wrong with adjusting your titties for a photo.
There's nothing wrong with adjusting your titties at all.
No.
Just do it.
Oh,
all good.
boob tape.
It's like-
boob tape.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that too. It like I think you would put it on top of your boobs and then it like lifts them up, so they're just constantly up.
How do I share this without like sharing everything? Like, what do you do?
What are you trying to what?
Like, if I just want, like, I have it open, how would I share
So
just
present, share screen, window,
entire screen? Go to entire screen.
No.
Window.
And then, do you have it open as like a preview, or are you just looking at it from the text?
Just from the text. Do I have to save it as something first?
So if you open it in the text, like double click it, open it, it has a window, and then that window on the top right, it says open with preview.
Yeah.
Then click open with preview.
Okay.
And then it'll send it to the window.
Oh, you the man. And now I won't accidentally show private texts.
Exactly. There you go.
So how do I? Oh shit! I put a blue line on it. Yeah. So those were perched up for that photo.
Probably not for the photo, but they are perched up in the photo. Yes.
But I mean, if I went like that, my tits don't come higher. What I'm asking you is she gave the camera to someone, reached in, lifted up her tit, lifted up this tit, and then did this. God, that hurts my shoulder. Look at her fucking mobility. Can you do that? Can you get your... How does she do that?
I don't know. She's a hot chick. Oh, Olivia says it's the bra.
What brand is that?
LSKD.
God, I hate to support them.
I got my wife one of those. She looks
amazing
real nice
in
in
it.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
They did the they had the whole no, it's the bra. They had the whole rainbow flag.
Yeah, I know, but their shit just looks so good.
Has Brian put it to her? Oh, Brian Friend? I don't know. That's a good question. LSKD's the best. Yeah, totally. If you want to support child genital mutilation and shit like that.
They have those shorts. They have those shorts that Brittany Weiss was wearing. They were like sold out. I tried to get some of those for my wife for Christmas, and they were sold out. That's all.
I don't trust it.
It's all Brittany Weiss's fault.
I don't trust any organization that celebrates any sexual activity on their front end. Like they had their building and they had.
What about on the back end?
Yeah, that's fine. That's what that room was for in the video shop. You know, with the beads, and you walk in. But if you're forward facing, I love butt sex and I love gay sex, and that's your forward facing like element to the, or straight sex, any kind of sex. Like fuck you, like get out of here. Like unless you're like a condom company, you know what I mean, or a blow up doll company, that's cool.
It checks out.
Yeah.
Taylor says his time, 2 p.m. his time.
Oh shit. Okay. So that's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Oh, I love sex too. Fuck you too. Yeah, I love sex too. How about that? The pastor said 52 weeks a year.
Yeah, once a week, dude.
Yeah.
You got to. Or you just make up for it in 1 week every month, like I do.
That's good. Okay, tomorrow. So we'll schedule that. What is that? That's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Kill Taylor.
Yes.
And 20% off on all subscriptions from Paper Street Coffee. Yeah, I think 2 p.m. is good too, right in between everything. That way I'm gonna wake up, I'll do a quick show with Greg tomorrow. Excuse me. And then yeah, we should do a 30-minute warning. That's a good idea. Maybe have Sousa go on the Instagram or something. And then yeah, before Kill Taylor. Oh yeah, and then give the hopefully it'll go on the Instagram 30 minutes before, maybe even in the morning. And then we'll do the show. All right. I did 100 double unders yesterday.
Holy shit.
I did 1 double under, 1 single, 1 double under, 1 single. And then I did 100. That. Well, no. Then I got to 10 double unders, and then I did a muscle up or 2 or 3. And then I came back and I did that for 10 rounds just to
nice.
Just to see if I can do it. Yeah, today I'm going to try. Do you do the dubs barefoot? Yeah. I got drilled a few times yesterday.
Yeah,
it fucking hurts, dude. Oh my God, it hurts.
Those are the ones where you just want to like kick a puppy, dude. I hate that.
I think I gave myself neuropathy or whatever. Like 2 of my toes on my right foot, like haven't felt from getting hit with the rope so often. Just fucking sucks. But today I think today it's raining, and I can only really jump rope outside. But next I'm gonna start trying to do like 2 double unders in a row.
Okay.
I just don't want to like shit the bed in the open. I always shit the bed in the open because I can't do double unders or my muscle ups suck or something like that. You know what I mean? So I want to at least make sure like I don't get stopped somewhere. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, usually, like there's like points in the workout where like you're not going to be able to go any further because your skills are
like, hey, I can't do that. Yeah. So basically,
it's usually like the dubs and the muscle ups.
My goal is if I can do like 7 strict muscle ups and I could do 20 double unders, that's kind of like my unbroken. That's kind of like my goal in the next month. Don't blow your Achilles. From what? Oh, dude, I'm fucking Armenian dwarf. We don't even have Achilles. Just like fucking, I'm like a piece of cartilage. One giant. I don't even have this wires that you have. Oh, how are your strict handstand push-ups? That's a good question. I'm assuming great.
Yeah.
I'll
you
try.
Have pretty good pressing strength.
Yeah. I haven't been upside down in a long time though. I just fuck around with doing some handstands. There's not going to be like handstand walking in the open, is there? Can't do that either. Fuck.
They've had that for sure.
But
there was one time, because it was like Diane, 21-15-9 handstand push-ups, deadlifts, but then it was like it was 21-15-9 handstand push-ups, deadlifts, and then it went to another set of 21-15-9 deadlifts or 15-12-9 or something deadlifts with a heavier weight, and then a 25-foot handstand walk in between or 50-foot handstand walk in between.
That was in the open.
I didn't even finish I didn't even finish the first one. Because that was the year they had that stupid ass fucking handstand push-up standard.
Yeah, there's no fucking way I'm lifting. There was 350. There could be 315 in the open.
Yeah. It was 225 to 315.
I'm going to tell you this right now. There's no fucking way I'm scaling the open. So like if I can't do it, I'm just going to stand there with my thumb in my butt. I'm not scaling it. 21 reps for 315.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah, the most I've deadlifted, the most I ever deadlifted, you saw me deadlift. I mean, the most I've deadlifted in the last 10 years, you saw me deadlift at Greg's house. I was 295. Merry Christmas, fellas. Have a great day with your family. Thank you. You too, brother. Thank you, Mr. Olson. Always good to see you. Isn't the Masters weight less? I don't think it gets pussified until you're 55. Which sucks because I'm already like completely pussified. Thank God my shoulder feels a little better. Still hurts, but well, technically 21:15.9 at 3:15, but I didn't make it farther than that. Yeah, I'm screwed if they have that. Well, that's kind of cool. 55, the weight goes down. Yeah, I need it to go down. Oh, if
then you
Wooly,
can still consider it RX.
I don't think Wooly's older than me.
Somebody just said he was 50 something. 54? 54.
Sevy, your take on Rich bashing Greg? I didn't hear it. I mean, Greg kind of bashed him when he was on the show last week a little bit. Just a little bashing. Minor bashing.
Bash your mom.
All right. And on this note, thanks, guys. Good seeing you guys. Thanks for hanging out on Christmas Eve. Remember, we're all going to be doing that workout that some asshole in California program very soon.
The other asshole from California.
I need a picture of Dave Castro on a shirt and it just says some asshole in California.
Oh, that should be like the new Dave Castro is a prick shirt.
Yeah.
Now it's just, yeah, that's good. I like that.
All right. All right. Oh, Jesus. Kenneth the Lab 2025 Open brought to you by some asshole in California. Talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Oh, is today Friday?
No, it's Tuesday.
Oh, okay. I thought I was doing the Binge Bros tonight. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.